Hey guys, Alex here with the Megacellcharger project. I want to give you an update for the batch 3, which got into production quite a long time ago, and I want to explain what are the reasons for this big delay that we're experiencing right now. In the beginning I was saying that we had some parts that were not in stock. It started, I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but this year China started to, I don't know, it's keeping hold of the ICs, or just there are no more ICs around, and the price started to increase as well, and some stocks depleted. And there are a couple of ICs which are used into, I don't know, other devices in the world, and they were quite hard to get at a good price, so we can keep the same price that we had on the Indiegogo campaign. So I also want to show you in this video what we found, that there are a couple of issues from batch 1 and 2. That's with the holders of the cells. It's not a big deal like it was with the resistors in batch 1, but still for some people can cause issues, and we want to make sure that we fix this in the process and make sure all the devices in batch 3 are working properly, and we also fix it in for future batches that we produce. So let's get into this video. So as you can see here, the issue is with the connector, that they were not straight when they were soldered on the PCB, and I noticed that they are not perfect, but I didn't think it's a big difference until we started testing, and until we started getting some feedback from customers saying that some slots will give different ESR readings or different capacitance readings. It's not a big difference, it's like 20 to 50 milliamps, but it still can produce issues, so we want to make sure that this doesn't happen in the next batches. I asked for pictures from the manufacturer, and batch 3 had the same issues as batch 2. And I asked them to make some kind of rig to hold the slots in place properly before soldering, so they are as straight as possible when they get soldered. I also want to show you in this video how you can fix it for those who have these issues in the Megacellchargers they already purchased. So the first thing will be to disassemble the device, remove all the screws, and then find the holders that are not straight. You will need to wear a pair of gloves holding the holder, holding the piece of metal while applying heat on it, because it will get pretty hot when you start melting the solder. So all you need to do is to hit the solder and push gently on the connector until you get it straight. That's the easiest way we found that will help you fix this issue. And I found that it's especially happening with the positive connectors. The negative ones are pretty straight, or that's how we saw it on the devices where we tested, when we checked and fixed our cells in here. So yeah, after you make sure all the connectors are straight, you can just assemble the PCB back into its case. make sure you plug the fans, and that the PCB is laying properly on the plastic case. It doesn't matter the order you plug the fans, they both get powered on at the same time. So this is the process for those who want to fix their chargers. Make sure you check that you have this problem first, and if you see it, it's an easy fix if you have a soldering iron around. Alright, so that's about the update on the batch tree. We're still experiencing a delay. We want to get this solved as soon as possible, but at the same time we want to make sure that we don't mess anything up in the process. We're also going to update the firmware and deliver the devices with the right firmware this time, because before it was an older firmware. It was showing all sorts of things on the display for the factory firmware. It had to get connected to the Megacell monitor that will automatically update the firmware. So I thought it's not a big deal at the beginning, but some of the people were freaking out, saying that their device is broken and stuff like that. If you are not connecting it to the Wi-Fi with that version of firmware, it will loop and show different things on the firmware. But that got fixed in the latest firmwares, and there are major improvements in the Megacell monitor software as well, as starting using the latest version, and I can say that it's not crashed once on me. And before, if I was not using it properly or moving the mouse around over the cell, sometimes I will just get it crashing, and that was annoying because you lose all the data on the saved cells. Another thing that Martin worked on, it's a new way to communicate with the chargers, and that's pretty awesome. That it delivers the data much faster, and there's little overhead on communicating with a lot of chargers. Another major improvement is the ability to connect to the charger using the USB cable. So if you don't want to connect it to the Wi-Fi, you can use the COM port. Make sure you don't trip over the wire, because you will damage the USB port. So that's about it, and I hope you can understand that we're not doing this on purpose. Things just happen. There are not a lot of people waiting for the batch tree, which is good, but for those that are waiting, I'm sorry again for this delay that incurred. We're no longer taking pre-orders on Indiegogo from clients. We focused this time on building a batch of 1,000 chargers, and so we can deliver them as fast as possible when they get into stock. I discussed with Jehu Garcia. He's going to help us fulfill the orders from United States, and he might also have them available on his store when time comes. We already gave this order. We managed to get it at a good price on the ICs and stuff like that, so the price of the chargers should stay about the same, but I'm seeing major problems with these ICs not being available. So in the future, I'm not sure at what price we're going to be able to build the device and resell it, but for now things should stay pretty stable at about $170 per charger per device. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and thank you to everyone who supported this project. I was not posting videos a lot in the past weeks, but we're still working on this project. It's alive and kicking, and we're pushing to make it better. And I see a lot of people starting using the devices, companies starting building their Megacellcharger walls around the device, and having automation and all sorts of great things happening, which is good, and I'm happy to see that, and that gives us the drive we need to push this project forward and have it working as best as possible. So I'll see you around, guys, and have a great day.